Now I'm finally going to be the wife of a company president. Thank you so much for letting me steal Hank away from you, Jane. But I guess you already must have known there was no way a girl like you could ever beat me.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Don't tell me that you and Hank actually got married today.
That's right. We're actually just on the way back from the courthouse now, in fact. The officiator was so sweet and called us a lovely couple. We actually got many comments from so many different people there.
Well, fine then. Congrats, I guess. I can't believe that you two actually eloped like that. I mean, to think that this whole time you were just plotting about how to steal Hank. You really are sick in the head, you know.
Well, I'm so sorry that you feel that way, Rachel. But none of that really matters since I have Hank now and you don't. But you did know that I was a single mother, right? I was only looking for someone who could help take care of my family.
Are you kidding me? Is that why you did this?
Of course! My poor boy is always saying that he wants a new dad, and you have no idea how tough it is financially to be a single mother. But I just had no idea that I would ever run into my ex-boyfriend, and I had no idea that he had since started managing a company and was totally rich. After that, I just knew that I had to make him all mine.
But wait, what do you mean ex-boyfriend?
Well, I never bothered to say anything about it until now, but it's the truth. Hank and I actually used to be high school sweethearts and dated way back in the day. I bet you never once guessed that this woman who happened to send her kids to the same school as yours was actually an ex of your husband's. And now I bet you're just so shocked. But I was shocked to learn about who Hank had become as well.
So then, you already had an in with him before all of this. That's why things move so quickly between the two of you. I mean, you two couldn't have been seeing each other for more than 3 months. I was wondering just how it was that Hank fell for you so quickly.
Well, yes. As you can see, fate has brought Hank and I back together, and that's why the step to take was so obvious. And you should know that Hank is crazy about my son, too. So I guess I just had all the things I needed going for me to get him. And now my son is just so happy to have his new dad the way that he always wanted.
Well, my son has been crying every single day now asking for his dad. It's just horrible. And this is all your fault, you know. All you've done is make someone else into a single mother.
Well, as long as it's not me having to go through all of that, that's really all that matters to me. I just want what's best for my son, and that's that. Besides, if it was this easy for Hank to walk away from you, just how much could he have really loved you in the first place? But don't worry, I'll be sure to take really good care of your company president ex-husband, and I'll make sure that I'm always wearing expensive brand clothes around him. All on his dime, of course. There's no way that I'd be able to afford a wardrobe like that. And meanwhile, you and your son can live in a box for all I care.
You mean you really don't care at all what happens to us now that you've done this? And look at me. Do you see me wearing expensive clothes or anything like that all of the time? I get most of my clothes from thrift stores at this point, thank you very much.
Wait a second. Don't tell me that you were just trying to brag just then. You're trying to tell me that only a real rich person would still wear regular clothes? I'm sorry, but that just sounds exactly what an out-of-place poor person would say about how the rich people live. But the truth is that you just don't have any taste at all.
That's not true. What I'm trying to tell you is that Hank is not nearly as rich as you think he is.
Oh, come on now, what is this? He manages a company, for goodness sake. Of course he's rich. And now that we're married, I'm going to be rich.
Look, I'm just saying that I think I know more about his finances than you do. And let me tell you that they are just a mess. I know that he manages a company, but that company is a trash fire of failure right now. I was trying to help him restructure it so that he could save himself. But, of course, with the kid, I haven't really been able to do much as of the past couple of years.
Oh, come on. You can't expect me to believe that. If he wasn't rich, then why is Hank always taking me out to nice meals? And why is he always buying my son and I presents if he didn't have any money to do so? You think I'm going to believe that business isn't going as well if he can do that?
Are you kidding me? Is he really doing all of that?
Of course he is. But I take it that you're not getting the same treatment, is that right? Maybe he just wants you to think he isn't really rich. But all the things that he gives my son are proof that he really does have money. And to think that after all of this time, he's still to be so sweet on me. I'm so happy to know what a nice man he's become in his adulthood.
I don't get it. There has to be something up. There's no way he should have enough money for that.
Well, that's not all. He's also said that he's going to pay for our wedding and make sure that it goes all out. And he's even going to buy us a nice house to live in, too. So what do you think about that, huh?
This can't be happening. This is just crazy talk.
I'm sure that you can't believe it, but I'd expect nothing left from my old flame. And we're going to have a wedding so amazing that it blows you out of the water. And then we're going to live in an amazing condo and I'll be rich. I knew that I was making the right call when I stole Hank.
Well, fine then. I hope you two have a happy life. Enjoy your time together.
Man, you're pathetic. Do you know that? I know that deep down you're really hurting inside. After all, I'd be upset too if my free meal ticket decided to leave me for someone else. I don't know what I'd do. I mean, I would just feel insulted, jilted, not wanted. But don't worry, I'll help you get over those feelings with an invitation to our wedding.
You think I want to be at your guys' wedding? I don't even think it's gonna be the dream wedding you're picturing right now. In fact, maybe that's all the more reason to go.
Hey Jane, are you there? Please, you have to pick up the phone. What is this invoice that I'm getting? Are you really going to try to charge me $500 for my affair and for child support? Come on, you know that those numbers can't be right. Are you really serious about this?
Oh, I see that it arrived earlier than I thought it would. But yes, I'm very serious and I want you to pay right away. It is a higher number than you were imagining, I would guess, but I don't care. It shouldn't be an issue for you, apparently.
What are you talking about? Do you really think that I'm made of money or something?
Well, you are the president of a company, aren't you? Surely you must have plenty of money lying around.
Oh, come on. What is this? You know what the finances are with the company, and you know that I can't afford this. We're running in the red after all. Do you have any idea the amount of debt that I'm in?
I know that last time I checked, you were sitting on about $1 million worth of it. And all because you wanted to try expanding the business in an area it had no expertise in. So you just started investing in all the machines that you would need to start this new operation, and that's how you sunk it so deep into debt.
And now, on top of all of that, you think that you're going to get 500 grand out of me? You were the one who said you didn't mind paying the lower limit of what you could legally claim. Were you just lying to me this whole time about your intentions?
You're calling me a liar? That's just rich, isn't it? You begged me to do that for you since you told me you didn't have any more money. So I took pity on you and told you that we could arrange it so that you could pay me a much lower fee than you really should.
Except now, I found out that you've been taking Rachel out on expensive dates and buying her and her son all kinds of presents. So how is it that you have money for all of that, but not money for the woman that you just left?
Wait, hold on a second. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about how I just talked to Rachel, and she told me all about how you two used to date. And she told me that after you two ran into each other again, you started courting her and taking her out on all kinds of nice dates.
But wait, no. Hold on a second. I think that there's some kind of mistake here.
Oh, I'm not even through yet. Not only did you do all of that, but then you promised her some kind of extravagant wedding? And a huge house or condo or something as well? Well, I just don't know why you were so flushed with cash. I mean, really, you wouldn't expect that kind of spending for someone $1 million in debt, so that's why 500 grand sounds like a fair amount to me.
No, wait, Jane, you really do have all of this wrong. I didn't say anything to Rachel at all. She just assumes that I'm some big success. And of course, I don't have the money to throw her a big wedding or buy a house or even a condo, so I really just can't pay your $500,000 either.
I am not going to believe a single word that you have to say to me. You betrayed me, and you betrayed our son. You told me that you didn't have a penny to your name, but that was just a lie.
But you know that it's true. I really am $1 million in debt, and I just wanted to try and look cool for Rachel. I mean, it's not like when I was a kid from a poor family in high school. I had made something of my life, and I wanted to prove to her that I had.
So, while you were letting me know all about how bad things really were, you could just turn around and take her out on all these dates? What in the world are your priorities? Do you have any idea how tired I was trying to take care of the house and the kid while you were out just having the time of your life? You even started making me make major cuts in our budget at home, and meanwhile, you were out at nice restaurants.
And I am so sorry for misleading you. That wasn't the right thing of me to do at all.
Well, I'm not going to ask for a single cent less than what I'm demanding now, understand? You are going to pay me $500,000 for your affair and for child support, and then I never want anything to do with you again. And if you don't pay me, then you're going to force my hand. After all, you do know that I'm the majority shareholder for your company, don't you? So don't think that I'm afraid to call for a replacement of the president. I have the authority.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You mean that you would really try to kick me out of my own company? You can't do that. This isn't fair. I mean, don't you know how hard I've worked to build this place up from the ground?
I won't do anything to you or your company if you just pay me what I'm asking for.
But you know how hard this business is doing. And besides, I need to start scraping money together for the wedding. Be reasonable.
You know, Rachel actually invited me to the wedding, so I think I'll just go to watch the fireworks.
Oh, wow, that really was just such an amazing wedding, wasn't it, Rachel?
Although, I have to say, I was pretty surprised at how unorthodox it all was. After all, the venue turned you away because they said you didn't even have a reservation. What the heck was that? What happened today? My wedding! My big special wedding! How did Hank not even book a venue? Wait, what? You mean you didn't want all of this to happen today? And here I thought that Hank was making a statement about how your life didn't need a special venue or anything like that. Are you kidding me? You don't actually think that that's what's going on today, do you? Well, I just thought you might surprise us at the last minute. But looking at how upset your face is, I guess that really wasn't the plan. I don't know how this happened. I don't know who ruined what was supposed to be my special, perfect day, but I bet that you had something to do with it. You think that I had something to do with it? What makes you say that? Because I know that you hate me, and you're always trying to bully me. You were jealous that I managed to steal Hank away from you. And so somehow you managed to ruin all of the reservations that Hank must have made just to get back at us. Well, I hope you're ready to pay for all of this.
I didn't do a single thing, thank you very much, Rachel.
But then, who could have ruined my wedding like this? It had to have been you. You're crazy with jealousy. I know it was you, just admit it. Well, just note that I'm going to be suing you for the full amount of money that Hank sunk into all of those plans. You're going to pay for this. I'll make you pay for trying to sabotage the wedding between a company president and his future wife.
I didn't do anything to stop anything. If you're looking for someone to blame, look at Hank. After all, he's the one who is $1 million in debt. So, I know there's no way he'd be able to give you the giant wedding you were hoping for. And that's why this wedding was never going to really happen in the first place. But I guess Hank was too scared to say anything to you.
Wait a second. What do you mean Hank is $1 million in debt? Where is all of this coming from all of a sudden?
Oh, you poor naive woman. You really don't know what you've gotten yourself into. This debt didn't just pop up all of a sudden, but I already told you about how bad Hank's business was doing. He wanted to try moving in a new direction, it blew up in his face. He lost a big chunk of his staff, and now he's over $1 million in debt.
What? That can't be right! Hank never told me anything about this at all. I thought he was rich. He told me his business was just fine.
Well, he was just lying to you so that you thought all of that was really true. He wanted you to believe that it was fate that had brought you back with your old high school flame. And I'm sure that he was eager to make things work with you, so we put on airs.
But then, all the fancy dates he took me out on, he did it when he didn't really have any money?
That's right. Like I said, I had been helping him with his business for a long time. So I knew all about exactly what state his business and personal finances were in. Of course, after he betrayed my son and I knew I wasn't going to raise another finger to help him. But don't worry, I made sure to make him pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars for your affair and for child support.
Hold on a second. Hank is broke and you still made him pay you hundreds of thousands of dollars? You can get all that much just from a divorce? Well, then that's what I'll do too.
No, you aren't reading carefully enough. I got that money because he was cheating on me and because he was leaving his child. I doubt that you'd get anything but a share of his debt if you tried that now.
So then, I wouldn't get anything for leaving him at all?
That's right. You just have to ride that wave to the very bottom as Hank's business falls apart.
Please, you have to do something to help. You said that you were helping him run his business, so surely you must be able to turn this around, right? I'm begging you, please. You have to do something to save us.
After that, I followed Hank's business in the news and watched as it did worse and worse until finally, it went bankrupt, and finally had to close the doors forever. All that while, Hank and Rachel were blowing up my phone, begging for help. It got to the point that I finally had to block them. In the end, I heard that Hank ended up with about $3 million worth of debt. When Rachel's parents heard about the situation, they put up a big fuss and insisted on taking Rachel back to live with them at their house. From there, they made sure Rachel worked hard and always made her debt repayments on time. As for Hank, he also has to pay his share of the debt, but he's fallen completely off the radar for me. And frankly, I don't really care what happens to him anyways. I got what I needed to take care of my son, and that's all that matters to me.
Anna, in 2 days, your sister-in-law April will be coming home to relax before she has her baby. What? In 2 days, she's coming home? Why are you acting all worried about that? No, I'm not worried. I was just caught off guard because I didn't expect her to be coming home so soon. Also, wasn't she saying at first that she'd be going to her husband's parents' home to relax and wait to have her baby? I know that's what she told Caleb and I. I didn't like the thought of that, so I had a word with her and changed her mind so that she'd be coming back to my house. I was afraid that over at her in-laws' house there was a chance her mother-in-law would start to pick on her. Oh, that wouldn't be good, right? But from what I've been told, April and her mother-in-law are already really close to one another. That may be so, but in order to keep me from worrying about her, she needs to come here and relax. You should never just accept that things are going well with her and her in-laws. The fact that you're so gullible is one of the reasons why I think of you as a child. I'm sorry about that. Anyway, now that you're aware of the new plans, I would like you to start cleaning out your room and preparing it for her to stay in while she's here. What? You want for April to come and use my room? That's right. Then can't she go and stay in the guest bedroom or something? She'll be here for a few months, so it would be much more efficient to have her stay in that room over mine. How dare you say such a thing? Well, to be frank, you're making more trouble for everyone by having her move into my room. Especially me, considering next month my company is going remote, so I have to have my room set up in order to get my work done. I don't care about your work. Right now, this is about my daughter who is coming back here to have her baby. She is a pregnant woman. I don't care about you having your room or not while you're living in this house, so go find another room to work in. Huh? If you're going to be that selfish about your room, I might just have you living outside the house from now on. If things don't change with you, then I'm going to start feeling as though you're trying to harass me or something. I'm not trying to, though. I don't trust you. To be honest, it's pretty normal of you to never listen to anything I ask for. That's the kind of daughter-in-law you've been to me. The reason I'm not always listening is because you always say and ask the most outlandish things. There are times you ask me to come home from my office, which is an hour away, to make you lunch, and you want me home from there in 10 minutes. That's impossible. And do you remember the time I had that sprained ankle and you kept asking me to carry all kinds of heavy things for you? You also had me be the one to pay for a $5,000 lazy boy chair with massaging features for you. You've been putting me through so much crap lately that I'm kind of at the point where I can't listen to you. Whatever your husband's parents say to you, you must do. If you understand that now, then you start doing more for me. The first thing you need to do for me is get that room of yours cleaned out so that my pregnant daughter can start to stay in it. You will be going out into the yard to live now. The yard? There's that old doghouse out there, so that's where you'll be sleeping. Here you go again with this outlandish and impossible stuff. You seriously want me out there sleeping in Spot's old house? I do. He was a very large dog when he was still around, so you should be more than able to fit inside the doghouse and sleep. But even if... I don't feel comfortable having you in this house anymore with that bad attitude, so you can go out there and sleep so April can relax. The only reason I'm not kicking you off this property completely is because you'd cause trouble for everyone being homeless in this neighborhood, and the police might come and question me about you. So be thankful that I'm willing to even let you stay in Spot's old house. What the hell? No wonder your kids hate you so much. Excuse me, what was that supposed to mean? I like to think my kids both think of me as their perfect mother. I still have work to get done today, so goodbye. Caleb, have you finished work yet?
Hey, Anna. I just finished up everything I had on the itinerary for today. Are you on your way home from work now as well?
Yep. I'm just relaxing in this bus watching the news.
Well, if you're going to be passing by Lakeview soon, can you get off there so we can meet up?
Oh, thank God. I can do that.
Why do you sound so relieved all of a sudden?
Have you heard the news about your sister coming home in 2 days to relax before having her baby?
What? No, I haven't heard anything about that actually. Wait, wasn't she saying she'd be going out to her in-laws' place to stay with him for the next couple of months? We all know that my sister wouldn't last a day with my mom's BS. And the stress caused might create issues for the baby even. Right?
I know that. I think your mom is just being delusional again and is trying to make a scene for all of us.
What was she going on about this time?
In order to let her daughter have the most relaxing time in the house, she's wanting me to give up my room and clear it all out.
Huh?
She wants me to live out in the yard while your sister's around and have me go sleep in Spot's old doghouse at night.
Huh?
That's the easiest way I can sum everything up to you.
Hold on a sec. There has to be an end to that old fart's BS.
I'm sorry to say this, but I think the same thing about your mom. Also, I was kind of thinking perhaps your sister is in a bit of a pinch right now or something. We both know that your sister is wanting to stay at her in-laws' house because her and her mother-in-law get along so well, but, well, perhaps your mom is pestering her right now about coming back to her house, and that's caused your sister to give in.
That could be what's happened.
I was thinking we could talk about all of this if we're meeting up in Lakeview soon.
We can do that. And if we need to, we can call April and her husband and see what's going on with them.
All right. I'll be getting to the Lakeview stop here in 10 minutes or so. Let's meet over by that old oak tree out in front of the stop, okay?
Sounds good.
Caleb? Let's both make sure to take the afternoon off from work, and then you and I can get to work on that plan we've made up.
While my mom is out of the house today at whatever arts and crafts class she has, we can take care of business once and for all.
Perfect. I just wanted to say I am shocked that your sister and her husband were already thinking about something like this before you and I could even start.
And I'm even more shocked that my brother-in-law has a license to operate heavy machinery.
That's true. That license is going to come in real handy here, so thank goodness we have him and didn't need to find someone else.
Alright, now let's just relax a little bit this morning before we have to start going crazy back at the house.
Okay. Let's get all of our work done now, and then we can have the whole afternoon off to take care of things. What's this? Anna, I think this is the first time you've ever actually listened to me. You really did a wonderful job cleaning out your whole room for me. Perhaps you are finally coming around to being a good wife for my son and his family. But now I'm not as worried anymore about you trying to harass me or anything. And the best thing from all of this is that April will finally be able to come back to the house and relax alongside me. Does this mean you made it back home now? Yes. I just got home from my arts and crafts class today. You seem to have come home a lot later than normal this time around. I was invited out for dinner with one of my friends from the class, and so I decided to tag along with her. She wanted to celebrate my daughter coming back home to have my grandbaby, so we did just that. Is that so? So, where are you at right now? I'm in the yard right now. Really? No way, you're actually going to be living out in that yard now? Oh, how funny, Anna. I can't believe you'd even do that. How fun indeed. Well, make sure to do as I've said. Like I was saying, I want you to sleep out in Spot's old doghouse tonight, and for the rest of the time that my daughter is around. Understood. I'm going to bed now. Good night. I can't believe you actually took my jokes seriously. Well, now that I know you're listening to me, I'm going to have even more fun with you. I need to get ready for tomorrow, so I'm getting into the bath, and then afterwards I'm going right to bed. Anna! What the hell is all of this about? I just woke up and was on my way to get breakfast, and as I opened up the cupboard, the only things inside were one bowl and one plate. And when I went to have a look inside Caleb's room, none of his stuff was in there. Oh, what the hell is all of this about? I see. So you've finally come around to realizing what's going on? We were hoping that last night when you went to have dinner, you would notice the big change, but you came home late and went right to bed. We just had to wait until the morning to hear back from you about everything. Sorry for the early morning surprise. I want to know what's going on right now. I wasn't lying about being in the yard last night, by the way. But when I said yard, I meant the yard of this wonderful resort I'm staying at while waiting on things to be moved. Waiting on things to be moved? Caleb and I moved out of there. What did you say? When? When did you both have time to do all of that? Just the other day. 2 days ago, in fact, we decided to make a plan to take care of business for us. And that plan involved us moving all our things out of your house yesterday. At first, we didn't think we could pull everything off in such a short time, but once we thought of all the reasons for why we needed to get out, we were able to make it happen. This is not the time to be talking to me about all of that crap. Ugh, damn it! Oh, this is the day April is finally coming home, and both her brother and sister-in-law are no longer around? April isn't going back home to your house. Huh? Just as she'd said once she made her mind up, she went over to her mother-in-law's house and will be relaxing there for a while. And after that, her husband and her are planning on moving into a brand new house to start living together with her in-laws. Why? I was giving her the chance to finally escape being bullied by her mother-in-law. Scarlet, April has never said anything about her relationship with her mother-in-law being sour. Have you still not noticed that April hates you? Huh? I asked April about how things were around you after your husband, her father, had passed away. And from what she unpacked with me, there was a lot of drama and a lot of bad memories for her. Like the one where you kicked her older sister out of the house and then disowned her? What are you talking about? Apparently it was April's older sister who was able to get you and your husband to get married in the first place. But then after the marriage, she tried to tell her father she had messed up, but he never listened. What is all of this, Anna? Oh, this has nothing to do with what's going on right now. It turns out that April's older sister knew you had some problems, and after you became single again, those problems, the roots to them, began to take hold again. Excuse me, what roots are you talking about? Well, I'm sure things will all settle down once you are left all by yourself for good. What? You don't have to understand what I'm talking about here. And forget about Paws, because we took her with us as well. My cat? Oh, we got Paws years ago because I told everyone that I wanted a cat, and oh, that makes her mine. Well, the issue is, ever since she went from being a kitten and turned into a cat, you stopped caring about her. You really think things would have changed after we moved out? I sure don't think so. Caleb and I were the only two that would feed her and give her any attention. No way! Honestly, you never even knew how to care for a cat, nor even a dog. That's why Spot's gone now, because you never took him out on walks and would only feed him junk. Right now, the only person that Paws wants to be with is the person who cared for her the most. Caleb. She knew something was going on when we were taking everything out of your house, and as we climbed into our car, she hopped in with us. No way!
Mom?
Caleb, oh finally! Hey, why? Why would you do this to me?
Do I really have to go through and explain all my reasons to you?
What?
I'm sure you can already tell why I'm out of there now. To be honest, I wanted to be out of that house a lot sooner than this. Like years ago, back when I first married Anna. Even before that, actually, after Dad had passed away and things started to really go downhill with you. Well, I've finally taken the chance, and I want things between you and I to be finished with. Let me be now.
Let you be?
I was originally going to say all of this to you after April had her baby and was feeling better. But Mom, I cannot be around you anymore. You have made things so hard on everyone, and recently you've been really crossing the line with all of your delusions.
Oh, Caleb, you hold it right there. That inheritance. If you do this to me, then you'll never be getting any money or anything from me.
That's fine with me. I'm sure there isn't much that'll be left behind anyway.
But what about your father's money?
That's all gone now, right? You haven't worked a job in the last 20 years, so all of that money he left is probably long gone, being burnt away by you.
What?
And as for that house you're living in still, it was made mine in Dad's will. My name's been on it this whole time.
What? Are you kidding me, Caleb?
And I plan to have that house sold soon, which means you need to be out of there soon and can't stop thinking about April or I being your kids now. Luckily, you've already started thinking about Kelsey. Bye now.
From what it sounds like, Scarlett had never been the most amazing person for anyone to be around. And when she was younger, she seemed to have been so spoiled by her parents that she was never able to grow out of it. And that ended up causing her to trip up in the end, as her inability to understand others' feelings led to her downfall within her family. One could say she was a victim of bad parenting since her parents never knew how to raise her properly, but at the age she's at now, she should have worked on fixing her issues a long time ago. So really, she was a victim of her parents' poor care for her, but she became less and less of a victim as she became older and older and would cause issues for more and more people. Anyway, as for my sister-in-law, April, she was able to give birth to a baby girl, and that made Caleb and I officially turn into an uncle and aunt. April made sure to not let Scarlett get anywhere near her baby, which would be impossible for her anyway, since she can no longer find a way to April's new house. Luckily, though, April did say she'd be bringing her baby over to our new house soon, and Caleb and I cannot wait to see how her baby reacts to Paws. But before all that can happen, we need to finish cleaning up our house, since it's been full of moving boxes and all that from when our brother-in-law helped us move in with that moving truck. He even got a small crane, which he used to help get our pool table into the house for us, so that's where his heavy machinery license came into play. Anyway, after April did end up telling Scarlett about her baby and that she would never be allowed to see her, Scarlett was informed she needed to be put into a retirement home since she didn't have enough money anymore for a place of her own. Of course, the place is still going to cost some money over time, but Caleb agreed to use some of the money from his sold house to pay for her stay. But he said he would only do so if we got her a place that was very far away from where we're living now. With the way she acts all entitled and brash, I'm sure she won't be making any friends in that retirement home, and will most definitely be alone for the rest of her life. And what the staff there have said so far is that she'll stay in her room all day just laying in bed and crying. So, there we go.